Hi friends, this will be part two of the lesson this week. I'm going to keep it short. We're going to look at minimalism and the work we're going to begin with looking at, and today I'll just show you a couple of pieces, um, will be very different than other extensions of minimalism that we might look at. For example, in the future, on Wednesday, we're going to start looking at, after we talk more about minimalism, perhaps land art and how they might connect. Um, the architect Mies van der Rohe in the 20s was often working with creating spaces that were very pared down. Um, you might even argue sterile looking, but this idea of less is more is removing the architecture, was creating more architecture, more space, more awareness. And some qualities this we would attribute to minimalist artworks: impersonal austerity. We're not going to see the gestural work of Jackson Pollock or even Robert Rauschenberg, their paint strokes. We're not going to see it at all. There's an austerity to it, right? We'll see plain geometric configurations and industrially processed materials. We're removing the hand completely. Sometimes the minimalists were thought of imageless pop. And I'd love for you to think about, how does maybe an Andy Warhol painting, right, connect to this? Um, anyway, minimalists, it came from a catalog for John Graham's paintings in New York in 1929. Minimalism derives its name from the minimum of operating means. Minimalist painting is purely realistic, the subject being the painting itself. This connects a little bit perhaps to the conceptual, right? The subject being the painting itself. Now, when Berlioz wrote this, he wasn't thinking of Baldessari, right? If we take a look, the painting itself. What is the painting? Quality material, careful inspection, good workmanship in this piece, right? He wasn't thinking of that. Nonetheless, you can see how they relate and what is the pared down nature of a painting? What is the pared down nature of a subject? Where does the art take place? These are all concerns of the minimalists. So we looked at Yves Klein, and we saw that all painting in blue. We've looked at Sol LeWitt, and in some ways they'd be considered very minimalist. This is a very early image. We're not going to study Malevich. He was one of the Russians, 1915. Very pared down imagery, and you could argue that this is quite architectural in design. Some of the thinking, too, that when we talk about conceptual art or performance art, is that the ephemera, the diagrams, the drawings, the architectural drawings, the musical scores, all these things become part of art, or more considered art, and so it leaves room for work like this to emerge. And so this is the first piece you're really going to look at. I don't want to talk about it because I really want you to have your relationship to it. Note its material. This is steel. It's on the floor in a museum. Okay, I believe this is at the Walker Museum in Minneapolis. Here's a Donald Judd. Now this is made of steel and aluminum. Again, these are industrially produced materials. Okay, this is going to be something that you look at. That's in your assignment. And let's just leave it at that, okay? We'll think about this idea, less is more. It's impersonal, plain geometric configurations, industrially processed materials. And you're really going to focus on talking about this piece and this piece. Okay? Friends, have a great week. I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you.